What's up YouTube, Saf here on Super Saf TV, and this is my full review of the iPhone 6s. Now before we get started, just to mention that this entire video has been filmed on the iPhone 6s Plus in full 4K. So this should give you a better idea of the sort of quality you can expect from the new iPhone cameras. So let's get straight to it, and starting off with the build and design, it's very familiar and looks identical to the iPhone 6. The only way you'll be able to tell a 6s apart from an iPhone 6 is either if you get the rose gold version like I have here, or the small S logo on the back of the device. This also means that you still have a full metal build, which is definitely premium, but it's still a little bit slippery in the hand because of the smooth surface, and you still have the antenna bands which do stick out like a sore thumb, especially on the rose gold and gold versions. Now there is a simple solution to both of these problems, and that is with a skin which will firstly give you some more grip and secondly cover those antenna bands. I've picked up this limited edition Iron Man skin from Slick Wraps, and will drop a link to their website in the description below if you want to go ahead and pick one up for yourself. Now moving on to the display, it's the same in terms of the size and resolution to last year, which isn't bad, but it's still under 1080p, so it's not as good as the Plus model or other competitors. What is different is the technology behind the display, which Apple are calling 3D Touch. So this display is pressure sensitive and will give you more options when using the device. You can peek and pop on supported apps. So for example, in the Instagram app, tapping down lightly on a profile will give you a preview peek, and pushing down hard will pop you into that profile. You can also now more precisely move your cursor around when typing text, which I found very useful, and you also get some additional options by pressing down hard on some supported apps. It's definitely a nice feature, although it does take some time getting used to, and there are not that many apps supported as yet, so it will be a few months before we start seeing this utilized fully. The internals have also had an upgrade, and we now have the Apple A9 chip with 2GB of RAM for the first time on any iPhone. And this thing is blazing fast, very smooth, and I haven't really had any issues. Also put it head to head with the Samsung Galaxy S6, so do go ahead and check that out if you want more details. A link will be in the description below. The phone is also very well optimized with the latest version of iOS, which only adds to the smooth experience. Not going to go into too much detail about iOS 9 because there's already plenty of videos that cover it in detail, but it's a very familiar experience overall. One nice improvement is with Siri. You can now have it always listening, so right from its lock state, you can wake up your phone by just saying "Hey Siri" and giving it commands. Hey Siri, what's the weather like in Leicester today?
Okay, the temperature for Leicester, England today will range between 7 degrees and 18 degrees.
One area where there isn't an update unfortunately is with the storage options. You still have a 16GB base model, and this will fill up fast. I've done a test video of what the maximum amount of 4K footage you can have on the iPhone 6s 16GB model, and it's not really much. A link to that video will also be in the description below if you want to check it out, and I would definitely recommend going for either the 64 or 128GB versions. Now I mentioned 4K, and yes, this can film full 4K, and it does it really well, as you've already been seeing with this video itself, which is filmed on the iPhone 6s Plus. The footage is very nice with some great colors and dynamic range. The only difference being here that there is no optical image stabilization on the 6s, so if you want that, then you may have to consider the 6s Plus version. The resolution of stills has also been improved to 12 megapixels, once again impressive results. I'd definitely say this is one of the best cameras out there on any smartphone, and it goes head to head with the competition. Do check out my epic camera comparison of the iPhone 6s versus the Samsung Galaxy S6 to give you a better idea. The front facing camera has also had an improvement and is now 5 megapixels, so should be great for your selfies, but one downside is that you still only have 720p video. Now looking at this 100% on this 4K video, you can see that it's absolutely tiny, and I wish they had increased this at least to 1080p. There's also a front facing flash. Now this is not your flash in the traditional sense. It basically illuminates the screen to help in those low light situations. Live photos is also a new feature that we have in the software, and when turned on, this basically takes 1.5 seconds of video before and 1.5 seconds of video after you take an image. And when you're in your gallery, you can press down hard on an image that has been taken with live photos, and it will show you a short clip. Realistically speaking, I did find this as a bit of a gimmick and ended up turning it off, especially because it takes up double the amount that a normal image would take. Touch ID has also been improved, and it's stupid fast. I mean, I barely even got to see the lock screen because just tapping on the home button immediately unlocks the device, and it's definitely one of the best, if not the best, fingerprint scanner on any smartphone out right now. You also have integration with Apple Pay, but not many shops in my area fully support this as yet, so I didn't really get to test it out, but I will share my thoughts in the future, so make sure you have subscribed for that. Now let's talk about the battery. So you may have already heard that it's slightly smaller than last year's model to incorporate the 3D touch technology, but I found that the usage is still around about the same. So unfortunately not very good. Light to medium users may get through the day, but anything more and you will be needing regular top-ups like always. There isn't any fast charging either, so I would definitely say consider the 6S Plus model if you are a heavy user. So there we have it, the iPhone 6S, some good and some bad, but no doubt this is going to be hugely popular. What do you think of the iPhone 6S? Do drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video and the fact that it was fully filmed on the iPhone 6S, then do give this video a thumbs up. It does really help me out. To see more tech content like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on Super Saf TV, and I'll see you next time.